Feldenkrais method is a educational method, first and foremost. Moshe Feldenkrais was a physicist, judo expert, who decided that he wanted to work with his knee that was injured. The surgeons of his time could only give him like a 50% chance that he would be able to walk after the surgery. He was a very smart man. He decided he could learn enough about movement and working with himself to do better than that. So he developed his method by studying biomechanics, physics, how infants develop their movement, his judo experience, things like that, to come up with a method of finding out how our body can take movement and our intention and turn it right into the action that we want to do and get rid of all the extra holding things that we do that get in our way. Feldenkrais can be for anybody. People who have strokes use it to regain their function. Olympic athletes use it, professional golfers, because it takes whatever you're doing and it gives you ways to explore variations so that you can do whatever it is in a better way, a more effective way, a more aware way. Moshe would have you go through the way that an infant learns. You know, an infant is on their back and they're learning how to roll in a certain way. So a lot of Feldenkrais work is done laying down, because then you take away the response to gravity. When I'm standing up or sitting, I have a certain set, a habitual set that I use, you know, that I've developed to keep myself upright. If I can lay down, then that set is let go of, and then I'm more open to change. So you can start from the same way an infant will start, you know, on the back, on the stomach, you know, laying down and developing different ways to roll and come up, and ways that we've, you know, forgotten how to do. You know, most people don't go out on the floor very much in Western civilization anymore with chairs and whatnot. So it's a way to take your learning of movement and coordination and start it from the ground up again, and let go of some of the habits that maybe people developed when they're 3. You know, some of the ways we restrict ourselves start when you're 2 or 3. So you can learn to move in ways that maybe you haven't been able to since you were, you know, very young. By removing the demands of gravity, the student can learn about the relationship between core muscles and the pushing of the foot into the ground to improve functions like walking and running. The foot pushes from different places to provide the stimulation of novelty to the nervous system. Keeping the knee up toward the ceiling encourages the hip to open up and provide more power to the movement. The student learns to move gently and relax, so the nervous system naturally discovers the most efficient and comfortable path. In Feldenkrais, the whole body becomes involved in movement. By keeping the palms together and the elbows straight, the upper back can begin to move in concert with the lower back in a beautiful movement of coordination of the whole body. In Feldenkrais, you're doing a movement, but your focus is on how does it make you feel on the inside. How can you find the way that's most easy to do it? So your inner authority is what Moshe was after. He said he was after not only flexible minds, flexible brains, but also restoring people to their human dignity. In other words, their ability to take their experience and feel it for themselves. So we use the ability to sense ourselves and to move in different ways to be able to sense differently and fine-tune our ability to discriminate and differentiate what's going on with our sensations and our movement till we can approach the elegance and simplicity of a master. If you watch a master of something, you know, do something, music or martial arts or whatever, you don't get this feeling they're using, you know, overwhelming effort. You know, they know exactly the right amount of effort, the appropriate effort to use. You know, so we want that same kind of simplicity and ease in our everyday movements of walking, standing, getting up, things like that. And then we have the same kind of feeling that a master has, you know, which is one of ease and grace and enjoyment. Use Feldenkrais sensory motor learning to relieve tension in the neck. Compare the ease turning the head right and left, pick a side to improve. Feel the big muscle that runs from your jaw to your neck, the sternocleidomastoid. Take gentle hold of this muscle. Feel this muscle and encourage it to relax more as you turn your head a few times. Now change the movement even more by keeping your eyes fixed in front of you while the head turns. Keep relaxing even while doing such an unfamiliar movement. And then test the results. Turn your head to the right and left. Feel the improvement in the side you educated. A major misconception in our culture is that the more effort, the better. You know, if you watch these commercials, they're always sweating and straining to, go after whatever it is. But once again, if you watch a master, somebody who's really good at something, they're not using overwhelming effort to get those superior results. They're using appropriate effort. They're knowing, exactly the right amount of effort to use. And that's how they get their superior results. So you have to convince people that, using their mind, their awareness to be aware of what they're doing is going to change them more than just, gritting their teeth and trying to think of something else while they overload their muscles. Overloading your muscles is one way to get stronger, but another way is to learn how to organize yourself more effectively, which is what Feldenkrais does. So basically, Feldenkrais can not only be used for a stroke victim or Olympic athlete, but also those people in the middle, the normal person with just a little bit of back strain, can learn very quickly how to take their way that they move, find out how the way that they're holding themselves, positioning themselves at their desk maybe, or how they're getting up out of a chair is contributing to it, and find ways to let go of that pain and move in a more effective way that can keep the pain from coming back. So that unlike certain treatments where you get a treatment and then you keep on moving the same way so the pain comes back, Feldenkrais can give you a way to really address the root of that problem and be able to let go of whatever way you're holding yourself that's creating the stress on the joint, and then you won't need treatments anymore.